The dust upon the floor stirs beneath your feet. What brings one of flesh and blood to this empire of spirits?
I'm looking for the statue of purification.
Has the Guardian returned, then? I heard the whispers, but I did not believe. His echoes are strong in this place, and the tides of spirits ebb and flow, signifying little.
The King of Shadow has returned. You know him as the Guardian.
Perhaps I do. Ages pass and names change. I have existed longer as a spirit than as a breathing, blooded elf, and I know little of the world beyond my books. The Guardian was once a man, a hero of Ilfard in days long gone. He saw more clearly than most. He saw the threats that might destroy all we had built, and he sacrificed everything that our empire might live. A creature of magic he became, and an extension of the very weave. Our enemies, the men of Netheril, feared to face him, so they turned their eyes to weaker prey. By the Guardian's sacrifice, Ilfan was saved.
Do go on.
We thought the weave eternal, an endless font of life from which the Guardian might draw. In this, we were wrong. The weave failed, and the Guardian faced a choice. Allow himself to die and leave Ilfan undefended, or draw his life from another source. For the sake of his people, the Guardian turned to the weave's dark twin, and thus he became a creature of shadow.
The weave's dark twin. Tell me about that.
The Shadow Weave, a source of magic that was forbidden to us as mages of Ilfan. I knew little of it in life, and I know little more in death.
The Shadow Weave? Nothing good ever comes from tapping into that source of magic. It'll give you strength for a while, but its power can drive one mad.
You do not believe that the King of Shadow is evil?
I am merely a historian, and my judgments are of little consequence. Speak to others who knew him if you wish to answer that question for yourself. Their spirits linger here still.
The Guardian's tale is unfortunate, but he must be stopped.
So our leaders also believed. They devised the ritual of purification that we might weaken the Guardian. The words are recorded upon 5 statues. One such statue is here. And the statue lies within the stone communion tree, a blending of arboreal and terrestrial. It symbolized the union of Ilfan's dwarven and elven peoples. Opening the tree requires similar unity. 3 elves and 3 dwarves of Ilfan spaced equally around its trunk. Without these 6, the tree will remain closed to you.
Where will I find dwarves and elves of Ilfan?
Spirits of Ilfan dwell here. Elves and dwarves who are bound closely to the Guardian and the man he was in life. His memory hangs heavy on their souls. If you gather these spirits to you, then the tree shall open to reveal what it cradles within.
So the spirits are bound to the Guardian, but you are not?
No, I am not like them. They are bound here against their wills, but I have chosen to guard these scrolls.
Very well, so I only need to gather these spirits then.
It is not so simple. Just as the Guardian has fallen into shadow, so have those who were tied to him. Their torment has spawned a legion of foul undead, manifestations of their pain and sorrow. Destroy these undead, and I believe their spirits would reappear, for a time at least.
So if I were to kill or destroy the undead, that might be enough.
Yes, but there is more. More that is my doing, I'm afraid. If you intend to bring spirits to the communion tree, you must undo the wards on the walls of these ruins. the ghost lights, which keep the spirits at bay.
And why did you create them?
They are the wards designed to shelter and trap the spirits within these ruins so they cannot spread their taint beyond this place. To your eyes, the ghost lights glow with a blue light, but to the spirits of my people, the glow is like that of the sun, a searing light that they cannot approach. As long as the ghost lights burn, the spirits cannot reach the tree.
Alright, how do I extinguish them?
The touch of the living is enough. When they are touched by one that lives, they will go out. And once they are extinguished, the spirits may pass.
Could I ask you another question about this place?
My knowledge is yours.
What can you tell me of Ilfar?
The memories of our empire are painful ones. Even to speak of it now is difficult. At times I wonder if perhaps my memories of Ilfar are a dream. But always the books here center my thoughts and remind me of the truth of what once was. I know not the name of the lands that surround us now, but once, long ago, it was a unified empire. Lands that welcomed humans and dwarves within its borders.
What happened?
Together, these people achieved a strength seldom seen in those times. But as all empires have a beginning, the end must come as well. Perhaps we erred in seeking to prevent that end. But it is difficult to simply let something one loves die without fighting to protect it.
Protected from what?
We had enemies, as all empires do. The orc tribes of the north plagued our borders. But our greatest enemies were the humans of Netheril, who took the magics that we had shared with them and built an empire of their own. But their empire grew so swiftly and wild. The people of Ilfar had grown slowly and carefully, like a garden, but the humans of Netheril had little patience for such things. As they tasted power, they hungered for more.
Sounds like dangerous enemies.
We meant no harm in sharing our knowledge. We had assumed that it would be used as we used it, carefully, responsibly. The Netherese were like children, playing with the land and the skies as if they were toys for their amusement. The art is not meant for such things, and terrible are the consequences of abusing such power. But the fall of our empire came not from them. The darkness that came upon us had another source.
The Guardian?
Yes. When the Guardian turned to the Shadow Weave, our empire crumbled. Our trees withered, their lives drained to feed his. Our people simply waned. Dwarves set down their tools and stared numbly as their forges went cold. Elves lay down in their forests, motionless for days and weeks as the wild things grew and smothered them. A few of us fled to the outer reaches of Ilvan, where the Guardian's shadow was still weak. There we plotted to end him.
What was the Guardian like before the corruption?
Understand this. The Guardian was an embodiment of the Weave with a singular purpose. That purpose was to preserve Ilfan and to destroy its enemies should they attack.
But he used to be a man. Surely some of it, think of his personality, survived.
A ritual was devised to create the Guardian. It was meant to obliterate the man he was, leaving only his resolve to defend our nation. This was his sacrifice. Whether anything remained of the man I knew, I cannot say.
You said that the weave failed. How could that be?
At the time, we did not know. Even now, I have only scraps of truth, gleaned from hapless visitors to this place in the early years of my undeath. As far as I know, the fault lies with the Netherese mage, Karsus. He tried to take control of the weave to become the new god of magic. This was madness, and he failed, of course. But in failing, he slew the goddess of magic. She was reborn moments later, but in that instant, all magic failed. That was the end for Netheril's floating cities, and it should have been the end for our guardian as well.
But the guardian survived, turning to the Shadow Weave.
Yes, and in so doing he doomed that which he sought to protect.
How did your people fight the King of Shadows?
3 times we tried to end him, and only on the 3rd attempt did we partially succeed.
Only partially?
Yes, we walled him up within the plane of shadows. Or rather, others did. By that time I was dead, and I have no memories of how that victory was won.
Farewell.
Carrying this heavy load.
Know that your life is at an end. Give me a moment. Flee now while you can. Your melee and all within it.
Wow, they spread out kind of crazy.
Flee now while you can.
Let us settle this.
Flee now while you can.
I say, that piece of iron looks like the rune on its surface. Why, I've seen part of this rune before. It's on the surface of the construct, but I didn't know how to finish tracing it without the complete design. It looks quite useful. might be just the thing we need to help the construct get on its feet again. You'd have to wait until we get back home, of course, but it looks promising. Good bit of gold. Good, good, good. 4,000. That is going to be helpful.
Their time has come. Destroy them all! Glory to face!
Sandy, what are you doing over here fighting by yourself? Kelgar is about the only one who can carry much of anything.
I think it is time everyone marched
Fall in
behind me,
behind me
your
here.
new glorious leader.
Glory to face!
True blood shall come your way.
Glory to face!
There we go. A little bit late on that. Yeah, Nishka, open that, please.
Very
There we
well.
go. On we press. Let's check back on this area first. Look like this went back a little bit further. We want to make sure we clear it. Hey-ho.
Let's see what they're made of!
You know, if you have the right ability selected, it works a lot better. Man, that guy's tough. Take him down. Taking him as a companion would be fun. Okay. Try to make sure we get all of them disabled so they can get where they need to go. Do not think we found them all. Let's go to the other side quickly and check. Ah, here's the tree that he spoke of in the area that needs to be used. So now we need to go check the other direction.
Can't move.
These enemies will not carry
Nature will have its say. The land is against nature.
Give me a moment, and this will all be over.
Take him out. Alright, now I think it's time to collect the spirits.
I can smell you, plunderer. I can taste your steel and hear the rustle of the hundreds you've slain, swirling and fading in your wake.
And who are you?
Names? You won't find names in this place, plunderer. Only questions. He's drained us all of names just like we took his.
Are you speaking of the Guardian?
Yes, our guardian. I wonder, have you asked yourself the question yet? Have you seen past the ramblings of priests, past the sobs and sighs of broken minds, and spied the real conundrum?
That which the Guardian was created to protect, he ultimately destroyed?
Yes. Think of him, the perfect protector. They stripped him of his name, so he had no pride. They stripped him of his self, so he had no ambition. His purpose was as pure as it was simple, to protect his nation and destroy its enemies. He wasn't flawed, he was perfect. Yet still, he was our doom.
So he destroyed you because the Shadow Reef corrupted him?
No, that isn't the reason at all. The Guardian turned to the Shadow Weave to further his purpose, only to keep himself alive that he might protect his nation. There's a dirty little secret, one the others won't tell you. We struck first. We never bothered to learn the Guardian's intentions.
I see. What do you say his intentions were?
Who can say? The blood-drunk elf girl swooped in before we could ask, before we could think. Yes, the Guardian's nature had changed, but what did that mean? What did he want? Revenge? Did he want his life back? Did he simply want to feed? We didn't even try to find out. As for me, I don't think his motives had changed at all, nor have they ever.
I see. So you think he's still trying to defend Ilfarn?
Perhaps. Or, lacking an Ilfarn to defend, he is simply trying to destroy her enemies, wherever he perceives them to be.
Will you help me open the communion tree?
Why not? To have a purpose, however fleeting, will be a welcome change.
Do I live?
No, Spirit, you do not.
I thought not. You know why? No pain. Never fought a battle and came out feeling like this. Like nothing.
What battle?
The last battle, when all that remained of Ilfarn went out to meet the Guardian. They say we won, walled him up in some plane of shadow. But I don't call that a victory. Victory's when I swing my axe and split my foreman's skull. That was no victory, even for the worm.
A worm fought for the King of Shadows?
Of course not. The worm was on our side. A right hero he was. Wizards called him up from somewhere. Said he'd come to put an end to the Guardian. Good thing we had him, too. He fought even tougher than he looked. Managed to distract the Guardian while the wizards did their work. Ended bad for him, though.
I see. And what happened to the worm?
The Guardian did for him, like he did for all of us. We saw him fall, just dropped out of the sky, all shining, like he was carved from diamond. The wizards weren't ready yet, so they sent us in next. Last I remember, the whole host of Dardath was marching forward, me and a few others at their head. Then, all around us, these little shadows. They were everywhere, hundreds of them, and one of them, he was just there, in front of me, all of a sudden, so close, and he reaches for me, and
you end up here?
Not at first. I think I would have gone with the others. I could feel them, you know, feel them drifting off, going somewhere, but not me. I made an oath.
What exactly did you swear?
It was before the battle. Swore I wouldn't come home till the Guardian was slain. We all said the words, but I meant them.
I see. So did your people win the battle?
They beat him, those wizards did. They trapped the Guardian. I don't know how I know that, but I know.
I need your help. I mean to fight the King of Shadow.
Aye, whatever you need. Thunderbelly's your dwarf.
Who approaches us, sisters? Does it look on us? Does it pity us?
Make it leave us, sisters! Of voices we hear plenty!
Did not mean to anger you.
We were the Silken Sisters, the pride of Olenthodar. Sword and spell we wielded, 6 we were, but now are 1. 6 we were, and now but 1.
I am sorry. What happened to you?
Will it free us? Will it kill us? Yes, a bargain, a story told, exchanged for peace. An end we crave, an end for true.
Know that I do not believe it possible to destroy these spirits. They are bound to the King of Shadows, and as long as he exists, they shall as well.
Destroying the King of Shadows may free you, but I still need your help.
Does it know the Guardian? Does it know how the Guardian fell into shadow? We were the first sent against him. Sharpened swords, sharpened spells, went into the forest where he was strong. Went in 6, came out 1. Went in 6, came out 1.
So the King of Shadow combined you into one?
He spied us in the wood. He fell upon us, drained our lives, and left our spirits naked, helpless. Left our souls screaming in the dark. But that wasn't all, was it, sisters? No, he was angry. He wasn't finished with us. Not yet. He scoured us bare, made us shadow. He can work shadow, shape it as he wills. He worked us like clay, like white, hot steel. 6 blades, hammered into 1.
I see. You went in 6 and came out 1.
Kill him for us. Show him justice. Show him pain.
So he just, left you to wander?
Here we came, by roads unknown. This place is strong with his contagion. Strong with his reek!
I heard 3 voices. What are the other 3?
When 6 were joined, some voices were lost, mouths sealed, minds pulped. 3 remain.
I see. I must open the communion tree. Will you help me?
The communion tree? Then it seeks to combat him.
Come, sisters. Its hopes align with ours. Let us follow.
So, 2 dwarves and an elf. So I still need 2 elves and a dwarf. Right here, let me quickly check the shelves, make sure I didn't run out of space when I tried it last time.